underestimate what we're doing. Still gotta make a play, we keep it moving. Hit us with the roadblock, we go through it. That's how we do it, yeah, that's how we do it. We kick them bad vibes like a habit. Don't gotta fake swag, it's automatic. You won't get the best of us unless we let you have it. That's how we do it, yeah, that's how we do it. Tick, tock, we don't stop. Tick, tock, we don't stop. We rise up, never stay down. They know it's on when we come around. We rise up, never back down. Cause we know what we got it like that. We rise up, never stay down. They know it's on when we come around. We rise up, never back down. Cause we know what we got it like that. We rise up, oh, rise up, oh, we rise up, oh, rise up. Come and take a swing, give what you got. Once we in the air, got wings, and we don't drop. All we do is fire up, and then we pop. That's how we do it, yeah, that's how we do it. Tick, tock, we don't stop. Tick, tock, we don't stop. We rise up, never stay down. They know it's on when we come around. We rise up, never back down. Cause we know what we got it like that. We rise up, never stay down. They know it's on when we come around. We rise up, never back down. Cause we know what we got it like that. We rise up, rise up. We rise up, rise up. Come and take a swing, give what you got. All we do is fire up, and then we pop. Tick, tock, we don't stop. Tick, tock, we don't stop. We rise up, never stay down. They know it's on when we come around. We rise up, never back down. Cause we know what we got it like that. We rise up, never stay down. They know it's on when we come around. We rise up, never back down. Cause we know what we got it like that. We rise up, rise up. We rise up, rise up. We rise up, rise up. We rise up, rise up.
Nothing but the truth now. Nothing but the proof of what I am. The worst of what I came from. Patterns I'm ashamed of. Things that even I don't understand. I try to fix it. I try to fight it. My head was twisted. My heart divided. My lies all collided. I don't know why I didn't trust you to be on my side. I broke into a million pieces and I can't go back. But now I'm seeing all the beauty in the broken glass. The scars are part of me, darkness and harmony. My voice without the lies, this is what it sounds like.
Why did I cover up the color stuck inside my head? I should've let the jagged edges meet the light instead.
Show me what's underneath, I'll find your harmony. The song we couldn't write, this is what it sounds like. We're shattering the silence, we're rising, defiant, shouting in the quiet. You're not alone. We listen to the demons, we let them get between us. But none of us are out here on our own. So we were cowards, so we were liars. So we're not heroes, we're still survivors. The dreamers, the fighters, no lying, I'm tired. But dive in the fire and I'll be right here by your side. We broke into a million pieces and we
It is a pleasure to introduce this group of young ladies. Please rise for the national anthem presented by Jody Hines, Molly Ruck, Bryn Harmon, and Reagan Blasey from the Paola, Hodgman County, Sedgwick, and Pratt FFA chapters.
There's a party going on around town. It's one rowdy cowboy throwdown here in H-Town, where we're stronger than a hurricane. From miles around, the best of the best come here to put their tough to the test. Give it all for gold or go home broke when they open up that gate. Welcome to the show, welcome to the home of the world's biggest rodeo, where the stars light up the night underneath that Texas sky. Welcome to the show, are you ready for a ride? Yeah, you better buckle up and hold on tight, where the Bayou City streets meet the country roads. Welcome to the show. It's a Houston tradition, 4-H, FFA, and go Texan. And you can bet, son, it's gonna be around a long, long time. When these riders and ropers give it their best, we'll show them how loud the hometown crowd can get. 'Cause tonight, y'all, we all got a little bit of cowboy deep inside. Welcome to the show, welcome to the home of the world's biggest rodeo, where the stars light up the night underneath that Texas sky. Welcome to the show, are you ready for a ride? Yeah, you better buckle up and hold on tight, where the Bayou City streets meet the country roads. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, are you ready for a ride? Yeah, you better buckle up and hold on tight, where the Bayou City streets meet the country roads. Where the Bayou City streets meet these country roads. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
it happen. Follow me, I'm the captain. Put my foot on the gas and go. Here and ready for action. No one does it like Jackson. If it's true, I ain't bragging, no. Oh, I'm lighted up, so watch me now. Yeah, it feels so good to say out loud. I know I'm gonna win, don't need no luck. I got the golden touch. Just like Midas, call me king. See me shining, kiss the ring. Work my weight, got the soul. When I walk, it's paved in gold. Ain't a fool, I'm too bright. Make the rules all the time. See that sun up in the sky? Who you think gave her all that light? Oh, I'm lighted up, so watch me now. Yeah, it feels so good to say out loud. I know I'm gonna win, don't need no luck. I got the golden touch. I got the golden touch. I got the golden touch. Yeah, coming in real clutch. Give me the ball, I run. I want it all because I am the chosen one. One, two, three, yeah, we running the scene. You ain't never seen anybody do it like me. Do it like me, cause you better believe. If you take a hard look, you'll be wanting a piece of. Got the golden touch. I got the golden touch. I got the golden touch.
The service of past state officers is valued long after 1 year in office. We are pleased to welcome the 25th anniversary state officer team to present this session's opening ceremonies. To celebrate all their years of service since they held the 73rd state convention, we welcome the officers from the 2000 to 2001 officer team. President J.J. Jones, originally a member of the Atwood FFA chapter, currently living in Kansas City. Vice President Lori Alexander Harlan, originally a member of the Meridazine FFA chapter, currently living in Manhattan. Secretary Chad Bontrager, originally a member of the Holton FFA chapter, currently living in Holton. Treasurer Emily Burkamp Staten, originally a member of the Arkansas City FFA chapter, currently living in Ellenwood. Reporter Sarah Lind Yonick, originally from the Inman FFA chapter, currently living in Thorndale, Texas. Sentinel Orrin Hawley, originally a member of the Atwood FFA chapter, currently living in Atwood. Let's give this team some encouragement as they kick off this session.
Well, the convention hall will come to order. We are now holding the 5th session of the 98th Kansas FFA Convention. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their station?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they are at their stations, and report back to you, Mr. President. The Sentinel.
Stationed by the door.
Your duties there?
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the doors are open to our friends at all times, and they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the President in maintaining order.
The reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The treasurer.
Stationed at the Emblem of Washington.
Your duties there?
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements, just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standing through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn.
Your duties there?
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why stationed by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being younger than the rest of you, I'm asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice may always be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is the symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is the token of a new era in agriculture. If we will follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Mr. President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
Mr. President, I am very impressed and very pleased to report at this, the 98th Kansas FFA Convention, there are 2,489 members and guests present.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here? To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess. May we accomplish our purpose. I now declare this the 5th session of the 98th Kansas FFA State Convention duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented.
Let's give another big round of applause for the 25th Anniversary State Officer Team. Her smile makes you smile. There is no way to have a frown around this session's chair. You can almost always find her watching anything from Friends or The Office to your choice of Disney movie and enjoying a good sweet treat. Her contagious laugh, empathetic heart, and warm hugs are just a few things that make her such a great friend to all. Kansas FFA members and convention guests, allow me to introduce the chair for this 5th session, your 2025-2026 Kansas FFA State Reporter, State Treasurer, Maggie Chandler.
Welcome to the 5th session of the 98th Kansas FFA Convention. I hope you're as ready as me to celebrate everything FFA this morning. When I was little, my Wednesday nights always started out exactly the same. Getting home from school, playing with my Legos, eating dinner, then watching Survivor. The time spent on the couch with my family watching the show are some of my favorite memories. It's easy to say I'm a Survivor superfan. For those who don't even know what the show is, Survivor is one of the first reality game shows where 16 to 20 contestants are stranded in a remote tropical location and must survive roughly 26 days with minimal supplies. Contestants compete in challenges for rewards, immunity, voting each player out until a jury of eliminated players votes for a winner to win a $1 million prize. This reality television show sparked other hit competition shows like Big Brother and The Traitors. Survivor allows people to get out of their comfort zone, challenge themselves, and face their fears. For many players, they also get to learn many life skills. My love for FFA is rooted in a similar place. Survivor and FFA both take teamwork, perseverance, and facing challenges in order to go the distance. With that mindset, let's get ready to dive deep into the 5th general session. We will be hearing energizing words from this year's Kansas FFA State Sentinel, Allie Recheck. Next, we will be recognizing our National Chapter Award recipients and those members who have excelled in the Quiz Bowl and Marketing Plan Leadership Development events. Our own Kansas FFA advisor, Mr. Anthony Mills, will be delivering the state address. We will be celebrating those who have excelled in career development events, as well as begin to prepare for the national contest held in Indianapolis. Lastly, we will recognize those who have decided to invest in their education upon graduation by recognizing this year's scholarship recipients. In Survivor, they use the phrase outwit, outplay, and outlast. I hope you came to this session with an energetic attitude because we're about to outsmile, outcheer, and outcelebrate as we embark on this adventure. Survivors ready? Go. Please help me in welcoming Camden, Brennan, and Carissa Recheck and Paige Parker to the stage for a special introduction.
Hello, my name is Paige Parker, and I have had the privilege of being Allie's freshman year roommate and friend. Standing here today, I'm incredibly honored to celebrate a leader who has made such a lasting impact. The first time I met Allie was at the National 4-H Conference in Washington, D.C. last April. At the time, I hadn't decided where I would go to college yet, but I wasn't sure where my next step looked like. But after meeting Allie, I was sure of one thing, that I wanted to be around people like her. Because from the very beginning, Allie was someone you couldn't ignore. Not because she demanded attention, but because of the way she carried herself. She was kind, she was genuine, she was respectful, and more than anything else, she was passionate. And that passion didn't fade after that first meeting. Over the past year, I've had the chance to live alongside Allie, to see the moments that most people don't. The early mornings, the late nights, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. She has seen me at some of my best moments and some of my hardest ones, and through it all, she has been steady, encouraging, patient, and always there. And somewhere between the concerts, the movie nights, and everyday moments in our tiny dorm room, I realized something. With Allie, nothing is ever just ordinary. Because whether she's sharing fun facts about Kansas, talking about FFA, or telling stories from the road, she brings energy, excitement, and purpose into every space she steps into. She isn't afraid to speak up, she isn't afraid to share what she loves, and she isn't afraid to live out her passion for agriculture and this organization every single day. Some of my favorite moments this year were the ones where she would come back from her travels. I would sit and listen as she told story after story about members she met, places she went, and lives she impacted. And in those moments, it became so clear to me. Allie didn't just serve FFA this year, she gave her heart to it. Allie, you have been more than a roommate. You have been a constant, a supporter, and a friend I will always be grateful for. I'm so proud of everything you have accomplished, and I cannot wait to see the impact you'll continue to make.
Good morning. My name is Camden Recheck, and I'm here to introduce one of the most driven and hardworking individuals that I know. Growing up with Allie was not, as some might say, always sunshine and rainbows. Growing up together, we definitely had our differences and sibling rivalries. However, looking back, I cannot remember a time where Allie wasn't hard at work. Whether it was in the show barn, studying for a test, or preparing for an FFA event, Allie has always been one who does not back down from a challenge or accept anything less than excellence. If any one of you gets a chance to meet her, I first recommend that you quickly get over her towering height and get to know who she really is, a hardworking, dedicated member of this great organization. So, without further ado, Kansas FFA, it is our honor and privilege to introduce the 2025-2026 State Sentinel.
The ride is worth the fall was worth the smiles, smiles were worth the tears, tears were worth the miles, miles were worth the pain, pain was worth it all, it's all worth this life.
Beep, beep, beep. I wake up to hearing my alarm go off. It's 5 a.m., rolling out of bed, excited, nervous, and feeling a pit of discomfort in my stomach. It was the fall of my sophomore year, and I decided I was going out for the school's girls' basketball team. Growing up, I was familiar with the sport, between local leagues and middle school. But between COVID and an injury, I had not touched the ball in over 2 years. After arriving at the school gym, I tied up my laces and walked over to the ball court. In those few short steps in between, all these thoughts started rolling around in my mind. What if I make a fool of myself? What if I embarrass myself? What if I slow down the team? As I grab the ball, take my first dribble, and eventually find myself positioned at the goal. As I position my hands around the ball, bend my knees, and take my first shot, I hear our coach call us in to share a message for the start of the season. After that message, he assigns us our first drill, zigzags, up and down the court, changing the direction of our dribbling and doing transition moves. To say that I was uncomfortable was an understatement. Having only touched the ball for less than 5 minutes, then having to do transition moves at full speed caused for my ball to fall out of my hands more than a couple of times. We did that drill almost every single day. And as I slowly got better over time, so did my skills and confidence. Throughout practice that day and every day, each new drill brought a new challenge. But I knew the more that I worked at it and pushed myself by being uncomfortable, I would gain comfortability. When there is no challenge, there is no change. We all face unique challenges throughout our lives. When my teammates and I traveled to Southwest Kansas, I saw firsthand what it meant to show up despite what the challenges look like. Kate and Manny from the Lakeland FFA chapter, alongside their chapter members, put on their first ever ACC conference, which stands for Authentic, Confidence, and Connection, where members from all across the district gathered together to build relationships with each other, state officers, and a national officer. One member from the Greeley County FFA chapter showed up even when she knew it would be difficult. As I walked in the building that morning, I saw Anna sitting all by herself. As I noticed her, I couldn't help but think about what was going through her mind. Her mind. Will anyone come sit by me? Will I make any friends? Will I meet anyone new? We've all showed up to something in our lives knowing no one. An FFA contest, a sports clinic, or camp. We've all had the same thoughts going through our mind too. Will anyone come talk to me? Will I meet anyone? Will I make any friends? As the day went on, we went through a few rotations and got dismissed for lunch. When I saw Anna again, I went up and asked her, could I join you for lunch? As we sat down, I got to learn more about Anna and discovered how driven, passionate, and goal-oriented she was. I also realized how much we had in common. Our love for agriculture, showing sheep, and that we didn't always feel like we fit into our school. We were both lonely at times. Although FFA allowed us to meet new people, it was not always easy. I also learned that Anna was the only member from her FFA chapter, and that her and her mom drove over an hour so that she could attend the ACC conference. Throughout that day, or after hearing that, I couldn't help but think about what was going through her mind that morning. Then I realized those thoughts were in my mind too. We had similar passions, but we never would have discovered that if we let our thoughts win. We both knew the feeling of utter fear, that no one was going to talk to us, but yet we came to the ultimate solution, to embrace that fear and spark up a conversation. Anna knew that no matter how uncomfortable she might have felt during that time, she wanted to be a part of that day. She wanted to learn about leadership, develop herself, and meet a national officer. Although Anna was the only member from her chapter, she did not let that stop her. Because for her, although it was difficult at times and uncomfortable, she knew it would be equally rewarding, and her desire to grow led her through that difficulty. We all face unique challenges throughout our lives. At first, we want to run away from them, but when we choose to embrace the discomfort, we are actively choosing to grow stronger. At first, we might feel a little overwhelmed with that hard contest, class, or conversation. But before we know it, we're on the next item of our to-do list. That time of uncomfortability passes us. Those butterflies in our stomach fade away. The discomfort that we never thought would end does. And without us even realizing it, we came out stronger than ever before. The discomfort, pressure, anxiety, and all those thoughts rolling around in our mind are gone. We came out through it stronger than ever. We've gained tremendous skills, confidence, learned many new skills and confidence. We're filled with pride and accomplishment. Throughout that time, being able to push ourselves outside of our comfort zone allows us to gain the great. Like a new friend, discovering a new passion, getting an A on that test, placing first overall in that CDE, or even getting a spot on the varsity team. Showing up even when we know it will be difficult will strengthen us and push us farther than we could ever imagine. That is a true meaning of embracing discomfort, to become comfortable, to have confidence in a task that even when we know it will be difficult, we still show up. To be nervous, to have confidence in tasks until it's not nervous anymore, that's when we know we are comfortable. When we challenge ourselves to go through an uncomfortable situation until it is no longer uncomfortable, not only do we strengthen ourselves, learn new things, but we become better people because of it. That day, Anna showed up to the ACC conference at a time in her life when she was feeling lonely. She was unsure if she'd make any friends or meet anyone, but by the end of the day, Anna walked away with friends, memories, and supporters, including myself. Since that day, Anna and I have stayed in each other's lives through text, FaceTime, and encouraging each other through uncomfortable situations. I saw Anna show up firsthand as we sat down for practice interviews and speeches, as she prepared for the Southwest District Officer selection process. Then, as I anxiously waited by the phone the night of the banquet to get a call from Anna to hear that she was selected as a Southwest District Vice President. Push yourselves outside of your comfort zone, as it is discomfort that shapes us, strengthens us, and changes us. So let's ask ourselves, when we face an uncomfortable situation, what is our first reaction? Do we embrace it and sit in the comfortability, or do we walk away? How do we sit in the uncomfortability? When we are faced with a challenge, what is our first reaction? For Anna, although she was at a time in her life when she was feeling lonely, she didn't walk away from it. She embraced it by showing up to that conference in Southwest Kansas. How are we to excel in this CDE and be proud of our scores? By showing up and practicing the materials we know the least and studying for an extra 20 minutes a day, even when we don't feel like it. How are we supposed to get a spot on that varsity team? By showing up to the practice coach is holding outside of the regular season. When we push ourselves to being comfortable, not only do we strengthen ourselves and learn new skills, but we become better people. This lesson was especially true as workshops throughout this year. As state officers, we facilitate workshops around leadership all over to various groups. The week of FFA week, my teammates and I traveled across the state to deliver these workshops. The Friday of that week, I started my morning at the Jefferson West FFA chapter. I arrived a little early, so I got to learn more about the class, including all the classes they offer, their greenhouse filled with ginormous and all different types of plants, and more about their teacher, Mr. Bartle. This was Mr. Bartle's first year teaching at the Jefferson West FFA chapter. He previously taught at the Holton FFA chapter, where he had tremendous success, even stepping foot on the national stage. The more I talked with Mr. Bartle, the more that I realized that he has done something many of us are afraid to do. He left the place or position that he was comfortable in to push himself outside of his comfort zone so that he could gain the great. He decided to take the difficult path. Mr. Bartle shared with me that when he decided to take this position, he knew that it would not be easy, and he'd be starting from scratch. He had no ties or connections to the community, had to build brand new relationships with all of his students, and have to learn to lead a chapter program all by himself, coming from the Holton FFA chapter where they had 2 advisors. Additionally, where he taught the welding and mechanics class, now finds himself teaching all of the classes. He shared with me that every day he shows up to school, he meets his students where they are at. I saw that in action shortly after he made that statement. As the students walked in their classroom, I could sense the peace and comfort they had in their ACT class. Mr. Bartle decided to take the rocky road to gain the great. Not every day is easy, he shared with me, and most are more difficult than not. But he decided to take this chance to push himself outside of his comfort zone, leave the lane he's been on for years, and change his direction because he had a purpose that picks him up on his hardest days and carries him through the most difficult ones. His why was to uplift and enhance the Jefferson West FFA chapters as they are the future leaders and agriculturalists of that community. When Mr. Bartle identified his why, not only did it push him, identify his why of uplifting the next generation of leaders and agriculturalists, but it gets him through his toughest and hardest days. We will all be faced with those uncomfortable situations. But when we identify our why in the beginning, that is critical so that we can carry through and continue through our long-term goals and challenges. Mr. Bartle decided to take the rocky road, even though he knew it would be difficult. When he decided that not only does he strengthen himself, but also he pushes his members along the way. He's raising the future leaders and agriculturalists, not just Jefferson West, but the entire agricultural industry. Would we be able to leave a place or position of comfort to step into a position of uncertainty, knowing that it will bring us many challenges? That is a daunting question. But our purpose gives us the reason to continue, even when that difficulty is long-term. When we identify our why in the beginning, not only do we use that as our reason, but we use that as our backbone, our strength and support, pulling us through the hard times. When Mr. Bartle decided to take that leap, he decided that not only does he want to strengthen himself, but he wants to push future leaders. Mr. Bartle knew that not only when we can learn from Mr. Bartle is that when we push ourselves outside of our comfort zone, but not only are those short times of uncomfortable phases short, but they can also be difficult. He shows us the pinpoint. He shows us the reason how to persist during those long times of actions and those long, uncomfortable situations. Sometimes those uncomfortable moments are bigger than we might think or longer than we might expected. And in life, often the challenges are not months are months and years instead of minutes and seconds. And often the times when we gain comfortability, it's well on our way or even months after we started our journey. Anna showed up to that conference in Southwest Kansas at a time in her life when she was feeling lonely. But when she decided to lean into that short-term discomfort, not only did she gain, but she gained personal reward as well. Just like in Anna, we can learn to push ourselves outside of our comfort zone so that we can become comfortable. When we do that, not only do we gain comfortability and become stronger, but we become better people because of it. And just like Mr. Bartle, when we can identify to pinpoint our reasoning, although it might be difficult, We can use that to strengthen and persevere through the difficulties and not. We use that to pull ourselves up and use that as our backbone, our support, no matter the obstacle, no matter the challenges. Because I can promise you, we will all go through many different difficulties and challenges throughout our lives, whether they are big or small. But when we identify our why, that lifts and carries us up. When we are faced with an uncomfortable situation, we have two thoughts. We can run away from it, or we can embrace it. When we push ourselves outside of our comfort zone, not only do we gain the great, but we become better people because of it, strengthen ourselves, shapes ourselves, and changes ourselves. When we identify our why in the beginning, that was critical to carry us through our most difficult times. How are we going to embrace the challenge? Are we going to walk away from it, or are we going to embrace it? Push yourselves outside of your comfort zone. Identify your why to gain the great. Kansas FFA, how are we going to embrace it?
Allie, your love for coffee and dancing is almost as deep as your love for agriculture and people. I still don't think any of us have figured out how you strike up a conversation so easily. You continue to push members and each one of us to be the best that we can be, inside and out of the blue jacket. From making up dances to playing games, you have the ideas for all of our shenanigans. Thank you for being our teammate, but more importantly, our friend. Love Dustin, Lily, Bryson, Marissa, and Maggie. Kansas FFA members and guests, your 2025-2026 Kansas FFA Sentinel, Allie Recheck.
If you got a chance, take it while you got a chance. If you got a dream, chase it, 'cause a dream won't chase you back. If you're gonna love somebody, hold them as long and as strong and as close as you can, till you can.
Please join me in welcoming those individuals who have helped transform Allie into the leader she is today.
Mom, thank you for being my biggest role model. Your strength, dedication, and selfless heart are traits I deeply admire. Your guidance and wisdom has shaped me into a better person and the person I am today. You were always willing to wake up early for a show or stay up late to edit an application. Thank you for being my biggest supporter and for all your guidance these last 19 years. Love you. Dad, thank you for showing me what true hard work looks like. You're always there to help us out where we needed you. I loved every minute we had in the pickup, traveling to shows, looking at cattle, or discussing basketball footwork or watching sports. Thank you for supporting my dreams no matter what. I knew you weren't the biggest fan of having sheep in the barn, but it meant the world to me. Love you. Kansas FFA, please help me welcome my parents, Michael and Jeanette Recheck, as I bestow upon them their honorary state FFA degree. Ms. Snyder, Ms. Holston, Ms. Day, you have all influenced me in different ways and made me a better person. Ms. Snyder, thank you for kickstarting my first 2 years of FFA. By encouraging me to step outside of my comfort zone, you helped me realize that I had a place in FFA. Ms. Holston, thank you for putting your students first. You stretched my leadership skills and it supported me during times of discouragement. Ms. Day, thank you for always listening to our ideas. Thank you for supporting my passions and always being a listening ear. Kansas FFA, please help me welcome my advisors, Ms. Snyder, Ms. Holston, and Ms. Day. Eudora School Administration, thank you for supporting our chapter by showing up to our events, congratulating our members, and allowing us to travel so often. Thank you for dedicating so many hours to agriculture education in our school district by finding advisors and always listening to our chapter's ideas. Kansas FFA, please give a round of applause for my school administration, Dr. Stu Meckel and Principal Dr. Bill DeWitt.
Thank you for your continued investment in Allie and in the FFA. Members and guests, please join me in a final round of applause for these remarkable individuals exit the stage.
If you got a chance, take it while you got a chance. If you got a dream.
At the beginning of each season of Survivor, the group of people known as castaways on the island are divided into tribes. These tribes are given an area to turn into their home while on the island. The tribe must work together to build a camp and create a shelter. This action typically starts with a team meeting to create a plan. Much like Survivor, success doesn't happen by chance. It comes from creating a strong plan and executing it well. These Kansas FFA chapters have focused on the process of planning and executing meaningful work. By identifying the needs of communities as well as unique strengths of their chapter, creating intentional goals, and carrying those plans through, they have made a meaningful impact on their school and communities. Across Kansas, these members have gone above and beyond, investing time into building their communities, growing leadership, and strengthening agriculture through purposeful action. Today, we recognize the chapters whose commitment and hard work have earned them the recognition as Kansas Superior Chapters. Madam Secretary, please read the names of the award-winning chapters.
In the Silver Division, the chapters are the Baldwin FFA Chapter, the Burlington FFA Chapter, the Centralia FFA Chapter, the Center FFA Chapter, the Deerfield FFA Chapter, the Erie FFA Chapter, the Fairfield FFA Chapter, the Garden City FFA Chapter, the Halstead FFA Chapter, the Hayes FFA Chapter, the Harrington FFA Chapter, the Hiawatha FFA Chapter, the Jayhawk Lynn FFA Chapter, the Jefferson West FFA Chapter, the Logan FFA Chapter, the Minneapolis FFA Chapter, the Ness City FFA Chapter, the Osage City FFA Chapter, the Oskaloosa FFA Chapter, the Prairie View FFA Chapter, the Republic County FFA Chapter, the Seaman FFA Chapter, the Sedgwick FFA Chapter, the Solomon FFA Chapter, the Sylvan Lucas FFA Chapter, the Tonganoxie FFA Chapter, the Winfield FFA Chapter, chapters in the silver division another round of applause. The chapters ranking in the gold division are the Andale FFA chapter, the Arkansas City FFA chapter, the Bueller FFA chapter, the Chanute FFA chapter, the Chapman FFA chapter, the Cheney FFA chapter, the Clay Center FFA chapter, the Clearwater FFA chapter, the Dexter FFA chapter, the Ellsworth FFA chapter, the Girard FFA chapter, the Haven FFA chapter, the Hoxie FFA chapter, the Inman FFA chapter, the Iola FFA chapter, the Meridazine FFA chapter, the Marysville FFA chapter, the Mission Valley FFA chapter, the Neodesha FFA chapter, the Riverton FFA chapter, the Royal Valley FFA chapter, the Skyline FFA chapter, the Udall FFA chapter, the Wheatland FFA chapter. Let's give all these chapters receiving recognition in the National Chapter Award one more round of applause.
An important part of Survivor is the dynamic groups of people who form and change the outcomes of the game. These pairs and/or groups are called alliances. Alliances work together to create a plan to win the game. In the game of Survivor, being successful requires a significant amount of planning and strategy with these alliances. Most of the meetings where plans are made happen at camp before tribal councils, which is where a castaway will be voted off and out of the running for the $1 million prize. To ensure seamless execution, these players must sell themselves and their game plan to others to form trust with their partners. These alliances depend on trust, preparation, and a shared strategy, which is much like the work the members of the Marketing Plan CDE put into their own plans. The competitors in the Marketing Plan CDE work to identify a product, prepare and understand the marketing plan, and execute it to a panel of judges, showing them that the product is worth the adventure of investing in. In the Marketing Plan CDE, students research and present a marketing plan for an agriculture product, supply, or service. This award is sponsored by Strategic Farm Solutions. Madam Secretary, will you please introduce the participating teams in the Marketing Plan CDE?
Teams placing in the 2026 Kansas Marketing Plan CDE are: in fourth place, the Manhattan FFA chapter. Earning third place, the Spring Hill FFA chapter. In second place, the Paola FFA chapter. And the winner of the Marketing Plan CDE is the Junction City FFA chapter. Please join me in congratulating these teams on their success in the Marketing Plan CDE.
Check it out. I'm gonna light it up. Yeah, I'm gonna light it up.
Check it out. I'm gonna light it up. Yeah, I'm gonna light it up. Just check it out. I'm gonna light it up. Yeah, I'm gonna light it up. Let me show you what it's all about. Check it out. I'm gonna light it up.
Each season, there are typically a few standout players who become crowd favorites. These crowd favorites are then these crowd favorites are then taken from a group of past survivors and selected to participate and play the game again during special seasons. These seasons are some of the most dynamic and competitive because players are seasoned pros and known by Survivor superfans like me as the All-Stars. These players have spent hours playing the game and mastering their craft. In the same way, these Kansas FFA members have become All-Stars in their respective career development events. Through countless hours of practice and commitment, these individuals and chapters have earned their place at the top. And now for those returning champions, they're ready to return, and just like those returning champions, they are ready to return to Manhattan for their respective CDEs to be showcased this morning. Let's recognize those distinguished teams that will represent the Kansas FFA Association at the 2026 National Career Development Events in Indianapolis. Madam Secretary, please announce the teams representing Kansas in the National FFA Career Development Events.
The following teams will represent Kansas at national CDE competitions at the National FFA Convention in the fall. In the Agricultural Communications CDE, sponsored by KFRN 550 AM and High Plains Journal, the winning team is the Neodesha FFA chapter. Their team consists of
Delaney Bradford,
Sophia Ekton, Harley Keller, Jenna Meserol,
Mrs. Adame.
Mr. Adame.
In the Agricultural Sales CDE, sponsored by SharePoint Ag Systems, the winning team is the Labette County FFA chapter. Their team consists of
Falkenstein, JC Falkenstein,
Sierra Hill,
Lucy Pearson, Angzum Green,
Mr. Wiley,
Mr. Zwollen,
Bo Downing,
Matt Walters,
In the Meats Evaluation and Technology CDE, sponsored by Cargill, the winning team is the Uniontown FFA chapter. Their team consists of
Chula Endicott, I was a high individual.
Cole Harris,
Their team was coached by Mr. Scott Sutton. In the Forestry CDE, sponsored by the Kansas FFA Foundation, the winning team is the Mission Valley FFA chapter. Their team consists of
Keegan Holting,
Joel Johnston,
Jamie Slagle,
Josie Palmer.
Their team was coached by Dr. Kelly Holting and Mr. Cade Fisk. In the Environmental and Natural Resources CDE, sponsored by Kansas FFA Foundation, the winning team is the Holton FFA chapter. Their team consists of
Cameron Wheeler,
Tristan Schlatter,
Pearson Cyphers,
Grant Warner,
Tucker Terry.
Their team was coached by Mr. Jacob Larison. In the Food Science and Technology CDE, sponsored by Land O'Lakes, the winning team is the Yates Center FFA chapter. Their team consists of
Kaylin Moore, McKinley O'Brien, Carla Pilgrim, Jordan Swartz.
Their team was coached by Mr. Blake Lasley. In the Milk Quality and Products CDE, sponsored by Midwest Dairy, the winning team is the Anderson County FFA chapter. Their team consists of
Hope Proct, Mara Rockers, Lily Kitt, Aspen Richardson.
Their team was coached by Mr. Jeff Gillipsy. In the Veterinary Science CDE, sponsored by Zotis and Animal Health International, the winning team is the Phillipsburg FFA chapter. Their team consists of
Cody Summit,
Madison Johnson,
Morgan Johnson,
Lydia Walker.
Their team is coached by Miss Allison Dix. In the Floriculture CDE, sponsored by CHS Foundation, the winning team is the Spring Hill FFA chapter. Their team consists of
Isabella Andre, Ashlyn Smith,
Lily Falsetto,
Their team was coached by Miss Lucy England and Miss Alicia Hampton. In the Farm and Agribusiness Management CDE, sponsored by Ogmark LLC, the winning team is the Paola FFA chapter. Their team consists of
Emery Morgan,
Elise Westendorf,
Nick Bean,
Their team is coached by Mr. John Menifee and Mr. Tom Scholl. In the Agricultural Technology and Mechanical Systems CDE, sponsored by Berry Companies Incorporated and AGCO, the winning team is the Girard FFA chapter. Their team consists of
Gavin Huber, Owen Murphy, Fletcher Ulbrich.
Their team is coached by Mr. Brandon Calloway and Miss Elizabeth Sturgis. In the Dairy Cattle Evaluation CDE, sponsored by Royal Farms Dairy, the winning team is the Nemaha Central FFA chapter. Their team consists of
Cadence Buzzing,
Coral Angel,
Bob Langell,
Their team was coached by Mr. Matthew Stahlbalmer. In the Poultry Evaluation CDE, sponsored by the Amos KHR Trust and Kansas FFA Foundation, the winning team is the Perry Lecompton FFA chapter. Their team consists of
Kendall Craig, Taylor Williams,
Anna Smith.
Their team is coached by Mr. Matthew Aguano. In the Horse Evaluation CDE, sponsored by Vogue Quarter Horses, the Lee family, and Top Gut by Prime Dirt Midwest, the winning team is the Spring Hill FFA chapter. Their team consists of
Brooklyn Sharon, Emma Kaiser, Hadley Booz.
Their team is coached by Miss Lucy England and Miss Alicia Hampton. In the Livestock Evaluation CDE, sponsored by the Fink Beef Genetics, the winning team is the Uniontown FFA chapter. Their team consists of
Jace Harvey, Cole Harris.
Their team was coached by Mr. Scott Sutton. In the Agronomy CDE, sponsored by Kansas Ag Realtors Association and the Kansas Feed and Grain Association, the winning team is the Andel FFA chapter. Their team consists of
Allison Simon, Sadie Elward.
Their team is coached by Mr. Cody Day and Mr. Hunter Smith. The Nursery Landscape CDE is sponsored by the Kansas FFA Foundation. The winning team is the Washington County FFA chapter. Their team consists of
Jonathan Wright,
Melissa Juneman,
Dawson Strong, Michael Peterson.
Their team is coached by Mr. John Kern. In the Entomology CDE, sponsored by Pioneer, the winning team is the Labette County FFA chapter. Their team consists of
Sierra Hill,
JC Falkenstein,
Lily Wiley.
Their team is coached by Mr. Dustin Wiley, Mr. Kyle Zwallen, and Mr. Rocky Becker. Taking place in El Reno, Oklahoma, John Deere Ag and Turf Division and Kansas Society of Land Surveyors provided travel support for the teams that represented the Kansas FFA Association at the 2026 National Land and Homesite Competition. Those chapters include the Andale FFA chapter, the Buckland FFA chapter, Jackson Heights FFA chapter, the Jayhawk Lynn FFA chapter, the La Crosse FFA chapter, the Stockton FFA chapter, the Udall FFA chapter, the Yates Center FFA chapter, Let's once again congratulate those chapters representing the best of the Kansas FFA Association at national competitions this year.
Just like fire, burning up my way, attacking like the world, but just one day. Watch this madness, colorful charade. No one can be just like me anyway. Just like magic, I'll be flying free. I'ma disappear when they come for me. I kick that ceiling, what you gonna say? No one can be just like me anyway. Just like fire.
And lastly, it's time to recognize our high individuals across all career development events. The following members have placed first in their respective contests and will receive a $500 scholarship for those efforts. In the Agricultural Sales CDE, J.C. Falkenstein from the Labette County FFA chapter. In the Agricultural Technology and Mechanical Systems CDE, Johnny Schlatter from the Smith Center FFA chapter. In the Agronomy CDE, Audra Oborny from the La Crosse FFA chapter. In the Dairy Cattle Evaluation CDE, Harry Langhill from the Nemaha Central FFA chapter. In the Entomology CDE, Kelton Bish from the North Lyon County FFA chapter. In the Farm and Agribusiness Management CDE, Nick Bean Jr. from the Paola FFA chapter. In the Floriculture CDE, Isabella Andre from the Spring Hill FFA chapter. In the Food Science and Technology CDE, Joanna Miller from the North Lyon County FFA chapter. In both the Horse Evaluation CDE and Veterinary Science CDE, Kate Foreman from the Manhattan FFA chapter. In the Livestock Evaluation CDE, Cole Harris from the Uniontown FFA chapter. In the Meats Evaluation and Technology CDE, Jewel Endicott from the Uniontown FFA chapter. In the Milk Quality and Products CDE, Sophia Heem from the Marmaton Valley FFA chapter. In the Nursery Landscape CDE, Jonathan Wright from the Washington County FFA chapter. And in the Poultry Evaluation CDE, Samantha Roberts Stildine from the Caney FFA chapter. Congratulations to all our high individuals on their outstanding success and career development events. Let's give them a hand.
I made it through the darkest part of the night, and now I see the sunrise. Now I feel glorious, glorious. I feel glorious, glorious. We gon' be alright, put that on my life.
One of my favorite parts of Survivor is the challenges that the castaways go through in order to win rewards which improve their time on the island or to secure immunity from tribal council, where one person will be voted out and out of the running for the prize money. There's always a few people who are insanely good at the challenges, whether that's puzzles, endurance, swimming, or overall strength. Both physically and mentally, they are excellent in all aspects of the challenges. These dominant survivor players remind me of the Kansas FFA chapters recognized for their achievement in multiple Kansas FFA career development events. Their versatility, dedication, and ability to perform in different environments set them apart. As chapters, they have prepared, competed, and excelled in multiple CDEs here in Manhattan during the first week of May. We will now recognize those chapters who have scored the highest in the largest number of these competitions. Madam Secretary, will you please read the names of the chapters excelling in the CDE sweepstakes?
This year's sweepstakes teams in ranking order are: in 5th place, the Paola FFA chapter. In 4th place, the Manhattan FFA chapter. In 3rd place, the Girard FFA chapter. In 2nd place, the Yates Center FFA chapter. And your 2026 State Career Development Event Sweepstakes winner is the Anderson County FFA chapter. Let's again recognize this year's Sweepstakes award-winning chapters as they exit the stage.
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. I feel it.
With challenges, group dynamics, themes, and casts changing each season, the game is constantly evolving. However, there's something consistent about all seasons of Survivor, and that is the host, the one and only Jeff Probst. He brings humor, organization, and keeps the players on track. For Kansas FFA, we have a similar version of Jeff Probst, our wise owl, Mr. Meals. As the State FFA advisor, he brings humor, wisdom, and helps our team stay focused on the task at hand. Here to present remarks regarding the state of ag education, our very own State FFA advisor, Mr. Anthony Meals.
Kansas FFA, how's it going? Another late night at Ignite. So it was fun as I was kind of wandering around. I guess I missed the memo as I was looking at the other state officers, and they were all dressed up as their stations, and I said, darn it, next year I got to up my game because I was just wandering around just as the normal advisor. So we got to see how I can up that next year. It's interesting that this year for convention, the theme is cultivate. And we know, though, that cultivation to get to this point didn't start at the beginning of this convention. But for some of us, it started at the beginning of your high school careers. Ag teachers who've been cultivating for many, many years. This is the culmination of success and cultivation and countless hours of dedication and commitment. As we think about this year, and what a fast year. This is the first full year that I've served in this role. There's some pieces that I want us to reflect on. 3 powerful pieces: growth, excellence, and opportunities. And to help me tell that journey and story of Kansas FFA and agricultural education for this last year, I'm going to use one of the stations out of opening ceremonies. And you can kind of guess, based off of cultivate, what that might be, right? Our ear of corn. I'm sorry, Vice Presidents, that you were probably a little disappointed I didn't pull out a plow. But you've gotten to have a plow on top of the emblem for our convention sessions. So thinking about the ear of corn, it tells that story a little bit. So when it comes to growth, the ear of corn, its ancestor used to only be about 2 to 3 inches long, had about 8 to 15 kernels on average. Today, the modern ear of corn is about 7 to 12 inches long and contains over 800 kernels. Wow, that's incredible. Kansas FFA has been on a similar journey. Back in 1929, we started with 22 chartering chapters with just under 350 members. This year marked the highest level of FFA membership we have ever had in our organization's history. We had 200, yeah, go ahead, let's go. 242 chapters, 14,300 members across this great state. Let's go. But here's the deal. We know that growth, something's stirring it. Something's spurring it, right? Something puts it into a different gear. Well, I'll tell you this. There is something that's driving that growth. And I think it comes back to excellence. When we talk about excellence for the ear of corn, one of those metrics that we might use might be germination rate. So as we think about germination rate, the average corn seed is going to germinate at about a 75% industry average. However, with good seed, with good soil, and optimal growing conditions, the industry average can be raised to 95% germination rate. In education, we have a similar metric. We don't call it germination rate, but we call it graduation rate. As we think about the journey that a student is on for 12 years, encompassing the full academic journey, it takes good growing conditions. It takes an optimal environment. For the last 2 years, for students who are part of the agriculture clusters and who are considered concentrators, that means a concentrator is someone who has taken 2 or more agricultural education courses. Those students have, on average, had a graduation rate of 99%. Think about that. The state average, which is the highest it's ever been in Kansas history, last year was 90%. We beat the industry average by 9%. And that, I do not believe, is chance. I truly do believe that is because inside classrooms, there is a cultivation of excellence. There is a cultivation and a culture for connection, community, and impact. Happening every single day. That's what's being cultivated. However, we don't just need to use one metric, right? Graduation rate is one snapshot. However, we have members who are out pursuing levels of excellence that we get to showcase here at State Convention. One of those, here in just a few short hours, will be the State FFA degree, the highest award that is bestowed upon our members in this great association. To be a state degree award winner, you have to have an outstanding supervised agricultural experience through your work-based learning program. You have to demonstrate leadership, be involved in our organization, involved in your community, and showcase technical agricultural skills that you have applied. Wow, that's phenomenal. And we have over 300 members who later this morning are going to be recognized with that great honor. A culmination of their agricultural education experience. How awesome is that? Woo! But here's the thing, is that not only do we have the state degree to recognize our young people and the levels of excellence they're achieving, we also have an industry-recognized credential that's sponsored by the Kansas Department of Agriculture. That is the Ag Skills and Competency Certificate. That is an industry-recognized credential that the only difference between that and the state degree truly is that students who take that are taking 100-question comprehensive agricultural exam, testing them on the years of knowledge that they have gained about our industry. And we have students each and every year. We had this year over 300 students take that exam. How awesome is that? Wow. Okay, so, and here's the deal, is that the industry is constantly changing. We've shared that. And that comprehensive ag exam, this year we had 7 educators who took countless hours, taking time to review the questions and continue to add to the test bank that goes out to students. Man, what a huge contribution. We also had a group of educators and members who helped us review the state degree and reviewed that process. And we're excited for what those next steps look like as we continue to encourage and inspire our members to pursue excellence. But I want to talk real fast to industry representatives who are here in the room, who are looking for the best candidates, who are looking for the cream of the crop. Well, I will tell you this, that students, our members who list that state degree and that KDA Ag certificate, they are the cream of the crop. There's not a lot of things we can guarantee, but like certified seed, when we have agriculturalists who are investing into that seed, they want to guarantee. They want to guarantee that it's going to produce the quality of product that they are anticipating. The certifications that we give to our students are not just handouts. They've worked hard. They've deserved that. And when those are put on a resume, I tell you, those are the candidates you want. Hey, I'm talking you guys up, members. I'm talking you up, okay? But industry reps, this is what I need. This is what we need for you to do too, is on your job postings, there's one powerful thing you can start doing. And that is list on your job postings a recommendation that you're looking for candidates who have a state degree. You're looking for candidates who have the KDA Ag certificate, because that speaks something to the members who are looking for the next opportunity, the next chance. Okay? I can guarantee not many things in life, but I can promise this. Those members who have those 2 certifications are ready to make an impact for you on day one in your business and organization. That I can make a guarantee. Lastly, let's talk about opportunities. One of my favorite parts and lines, outside the advisor part, is wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet, out of the secretary's line. In Kansas, there is just a few crops that are actually grown at a cultivation rate that's reportable to the USDA. One of those is corn, and corn is grown in all 105 counties in the state of Kansas. If that doesn't tell you that we're an agricultural state, I don't know what can. But what I'll tell you is a number that shook me to the core. And I've written on a sticky note, and I keep it at my desk. And I look at it every single day, and it fills me with a purpose and knowledge that there's much more work to be done. That number that lays on my desk is over 50%. Over 50%. And what that number means is the number of students, total high school students, who do not have access to an agricultural education program or classroom. Over 50%. Now, many of you are like, well, that 50%, that's got to be from urban places, right, Mr. Meals? No. I've talked to a lot of schools who are very rural, very remote, who lost an ag program many, many years ago, and see the value, see the excellence, and they want it in their community. They want it for their kids. I've talked to programs who are urban, who are interested because their students are craving a connection that is real in a digital world. Agriculture. Agriculture is that connection in many places, and there is a desire and a hunger. There's not necessarily, we aren't reaching those over 50%, not reaching them because there's a lack of interest, but it's because there is a real shortage in agricultural educators. Every year, there's a demand for 40 ag educators, and that's coming from programs that are experiencing retirements, opening new programs, or career transitions. Fort Hays State and Kansas State do a great job in producing agricultural education students, but they're only producing at the rate of about 20 per year. What did I say? 40 openings per year. Friends, if you have been impacted by this organization, I don't care if you are a young person or you're an adult in this room, maybe thinking about a shift in careers, I will tell you agricultural education will leave a lasting impact far beyond your years. I want to say from the very bottom of my heart to each of you who are agricultural educators serving tirelessly in your roles, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. You guys are my heroes. You guys are my heroes, and I care about you so much, okay? And I'll do anything. I'll go to bat at any time for you, okay? Because I know what it's like to be in that classroom and to fight hard for your kids. So thank you. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for the dedication that you have given. And members, be sure to thank your ag teachers by the time this convention gets over, because I'm going to tell you, if you think you're tired, they're dog tired, okay? So thank you. Thank you again. Thank you for the opportunity to serve. I have a passion for this organization, but I will tell you there are many in this room who have a passion that's even bigger than mine. I just happen to have a stage to be able to speak that to. But each of those educators needs your help to be able to expand the opportunities available to our members. Kansas FFA, we continue to cultivate. We cultivate growth. We cultivate excellence. And we cultivate opportunities. Kansas FFA, cultivate on.
From moments of laughter to serious planning sessions, Mr. Meals, you have been such a great presence and source of support throughout this year. As an association, it is a privilege to have you as our advisor. We are grateful to have you guide us and help us grow as leaders. Thank you for your dedication to agriculture education in our state. Kansas FFA members and guests, join me in another hand for our Kansas FFA advisor, Mr. Anthony Meals. For me, one of the hardest parts of moving to college was leaving behind the family tradition of watching Survivor on Wednesday evenings. Although I will say I do still love to call and debrief each episode with my mom, discussing what each player could have done differently, how to be more successful. While I no longer get to watch Survivor at home with my family, I still try to make time for every episode. Some things never change. In the same way, these FFA members are stepping into a new season of life as they move on to higher education and career training pathways. Change is ahead, but so is an opportunity. And just like I've tried to keep up with every episode, no matter where I am, their commitment to excellence won't change either. They've built a strong foundation, achieved at a high level, and will continue to excel as they take on whatever comes next. These members will be recognized for their effort and take the next step with these scholarship awards. Madam Secretary, will you please continue this recognition of this year's scholarship recipients?
Ford Motor Company and Kansas Midwest Ford dealers are proud to award the Built Ford Tough scholarships to Kansas FFA members. The recipients of the Built Ford Tough FFA scholarships are: from the Andale FFA chapter, Jackson McCurry. From the Bueller FFA chapter, Emily Hare. From the Bueller FFA chapter, Jenna Lackey. From the Burlington FFA chapter, Mackenzie Kruger. From the Chapman FFA chapter, Tegan Ellis. From the Cheney FFA chapter, Eliza Rosenhagen. From the Cheney FFA chapter, Cash Young. From the Clay Center FFA chapter, Adeline Fitzmyer. From the Girard FFA chapter, Josie Granu. From the Goodland FFA chapter, Jackson Image. From the Haven FFA chapter, Noah Miller. From the Hayes FFA chapter, Jaden Fawningsfield. From the Jackson Heights FFA chapter, Brooke Slipke. From the Labette County FFA chapter, Kylie Tropel. From the Lewisburg FFA chapter, Evan Moreland. From the Mays FFA chapter, Ava Berry. From the Manhattan FFA chapter, Easton Ford. From the Paola FFA chapter, Kylie Hines. From the Republic County FFA chapter, Kylie Stone. From the Southwestern Heights FFA chapter, Dresden Zimmerman. From the Team P. Marion FFA chapter, Preston Murmis. Please congratulate these winners of the Built for Tough FFA scholarships. The National FFA Foundation is continuing to reward academic excellence and encourage post-secondary education through their scholarship program, with total nationwide scholarship dollars totaling nearly $2.5 million. This year's 67 Kansas FFA members from 44 different chapters receiving a total of $180,000 in scholarships from the National FFA Foundation. The recipients will receive scholarships ranging from $1,000 to $10,000 for education at a 2-year or 4-year institution. AGCO is proud to award the National AGCO Finance Scholarship to one Kansas FFA member this year. The recipient is Destiny Christensen from the Washington County FFA chapter. Bex Hybrid Seeds is proud to award the National Bex Hybrids Collegiate Scholarship to 2 Kansas FFA members this year. The recipients of the Bex Hybrid Collegiate Scholarship are from the Hiawatha FFA chapter, Claire Twombly. From the Washington County FFA chapter, Jory Benz. The Domino Scholarship for Future Ag Teachers has been awarded to one Kansas FFA member. The recipient is Sierra Hill from the Labette County FFA chapter. Farm Credit Services of America is proud to award scholarships to 4 Kansas FFA members. The recipients are James Marquardt from the Greeley County FFA chapter. From the La Crosse FFA chapter, Audra O'Borney. From the Labette County FFA chapter, J.C. Falkenstein. From the Marmaton Valley FFA chapter, Shelby Sprague. Fastenal is proud to award the Innovators Scholarship to one Kansas FFA member. The recipient is Emma Hayes from the Bueller FFA chapter. Winners of National FFA Future Leaders Tech School scholarships are from the Baldwin FFA chapter, Addison Allen. From the Burlington FFA chapter, Kaiser Lehman. From the Concordia FFA chapter, Russell Alexander. From the Hiawatha FFA chapter, Kinsey Nelson. From the Labette County FFA chapter, Tees Thissing. From the Manhattan FFA chapter, Mason Willard. Winners of the National FFA Future Leaders 4-Year College Scholarships are from the Hayes FFA chapter, Mary Viner. From the Lewisburg FFA chapter, Isabella Moreland. From the Marmaton Valley FFA chapter, Sophia Heim. From the Washington County FFA chapter, Jonathan Wright. The 2 Kansas FFA members were awarded the National FMH FFA Scholarship. The 2 recipients of this scholarship are from the Washington County FFA chapter, Alyssa Junum. Frontier Farm Credit is proud to award 8 National Frontier Farm Credit Scholarships to Kansas FFA members. The recipients for the scholarships are from the Bueller FFA chapter, Alexis Andrew. From the Labette County FFA chapter, Cooper Newby. From the Labette County FFA chapter, Lucy Pearson. From the Northline County FFA chapter, Kelton Bish. From the Riverton FFA chapter, Riley Sturgis. From the Spring Hill FFA chapter, Brooklyn Sheraton. From the Yates Center FFA chapter, Wiley Schaefer. The National FFA Foundation Scholarship Program has awarded scholarship to Kansas FFA members. The recipients are from the Labette County FFA chapter, Alexis Spencer, Piper White, and Lily Wiley. Please congratulate all these members who have received national FFA scholarships. The next group of scholarships are state-level scholarships provided by families and businesses. Help us in recognizing the generosity of our donors and accomplishments of our scholarship recipients. The Ashley Austin Memorial Scholarship honors Ashley's passion for agriculture, love for education, and unwavering dedication to her students, which left a lasting impact on everyone who knew her. As the agriculture education teacher at Canton Galva High School, Ashley played a vital role in establishing the school's FFA chapter, building a foundation that continues to shape young leaders in agriculture. In December 2023, Ashley's life was tragically cut short in an automobile accident. Her family and friends collaborated to create a powerful tribute, the Ashley Austin Scholarship Endowment, ensuring her spirit and passion continue inspiring future generations. This competitive scholarship will be given annually to a student from the South Central District. We are honored to present the Ashley Austin Memorial Scholarship, an award that reflects Ashley's commitment to excellence, leadership, and agricultural service. Presented by her husband, Ken Austin, this scholarship continues to honor Ashley's lasting impact on agriculture and agricultural education. The recipient of the Ashley Austin Memorial Scholarship is Jory Ratzliff from the Canton Galva FFA chapter. This year's 16 June Beaver Trust scholarships in the amount of $1,000 were awarded for students interested in production agriculture. This year, the recipients are from the Buckland FFA chapter, Rebecca Durler. From the Bueller FFA chapter, Chloe Blackwell. Kylie Holmquist. Cooper Jones. And Tucker Schlatter. From the Chapman FFA chapter, Clara Gefeller. From the Hayes FFA chapter, Ella Neer. From the Mission Valley FFA chapter, Connor Holting. From the South Barber FFA chapter, Tanith Erickson. From the Washington County FFA chapter, Gavin Leduc. From the Winfield FFA chapter, Haley Brogan. Through the generosity of June Beaver, she chose to establish a scholarship endowment to ensure scholarship funds are forever available to Kansas FFA members. This year, the first $2,500 scholarship from the new fund is awarded to McKenna Mendale Hall from the Bueller FFA chapter. Please join me in congratulating the June Beaver Trust scholarship recipients.
The Leslie Crable Leadership Legacy Scholarship was established in 2025 to honor the late Leslie Crable, who passed away in January 24. She served as the state vice president in 1990 to 1991. Leslie's family honors her lifetime commitment to the FFA by awarding 2 competitive scholarships annually. One scholarship is presented to a recent high school graduate from the South Central District who has embraced leadership opportunities and passion for agriculture. A second scholarship will be given to a state FFA officer also attending Kansas State University. The scholarship aims to support students who exemplify Leslie's spirit, dedication, and passion for improving the world around them, and who have shown a commitment to leadership, service, and making a positive difference in their community. Leslie was committed to making an FFA experience available to many. She mentored FFA members at local, district, and state levels, encouraging countless people to experience FFA. She truly demonstrated the FFA motto, living to serve. Joining us to present the scholarship is her sister, Tana Riffle, and her son, Drew Crable. This year's scholarship recipients of the Leslie Crable Leadership Scholarship are Braden Stutzman of the Inman FFA chapter and Marissa Wassinger of the Hayes FFA chapter. We are honored to present the Clifford Mayo Family Scholarship established by the Clifford and Patricia Mayo family of Garden City. This award is to recognize and support Kansas FFA members from the Southwest District pursuing agriculture studies at Kansas State University. This scholarship celebrates the life and legacy of Clifford Mayo, a man whose dedication to education, youth development, and agriculture shaped generations of FFA members. The Mayo family's deep roots in FFA and commitment to leadership and service are reflected in the enduring gift. The Mayo Family Scholarship will be presented by Steve and Michelle Mayo. This year's recipients of the Mayo Family Scholarship is Madison Sieb of the Stanton County FFA chapter. The Reinhardt Family Scholarship established to recognize the Reinhardt family's long-lasting legacy in Kansas FFA and agriculture education. This scholarship supports members of the Chanute or Erie FFA chapters pursuing agriculture studies at Kansas State University. Honoring generations of FFA leadership and service, the scholarship reflects the family's enduring commitment to agriculture education and developing future industry leaders. The Reinhardt Family Scholarship will be presented by A.J. Reinhardt Schneebe. This year's scholarship recipient of the Reinhardt Family Scholarship is Max Hendrickson of the Chanute FFA chapter.
The Yoder Meats Scholarship presented by Chad Bontrager is awarded to an FFA member interested in food science or meat science. The recipient of this year's Yoder Meats Scholarship is Jayton Bosey of the Osage City FFA chapter. Let's give a final round of applause to all of our 2026 scholarship winners.
In Survivor, after the season finale, there is a live reunion show where the host Jeff Probst and the castaways meet and reminisce about the experience on the island. This is where memories are shared and success is highlighted. While I'm excited to eventually reminisce about all of convention, for now, let's reflect on our morning. We celebrated accomplishments of those excelling in Quizable and Marketing Plan CDE, recognized the state career development event winners that will be representing our state at National Convention this year, heard from our state FFA advisor, Mr. Anthony Meals, as he presented the State of Agriculture Education Address, and celebrated this year's scholarship recipients. Kansas FFA members and guests, thank you for the adventure. It's been an honor to spend this session with you all, and I hope you are each leaving with a new memory and new ideas to explore when you return home. I would now like to call upon Lillian Holst to assume the duties of the chair.
Madam Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should now be transacted?
Yes, I do, Madam President. Reminder to past state officers, the PSO reunion will take place from 11 until 1 at the Alumni Center. We are excited to offer the Blue and Gold Conclave at 12:30 today in the Flint Hills Room of the K-State Student Union. And lastly, the sixth session will begin at 10:30 a.m. We will hear special remarks from Lucas Koch, recognize our state degree recipients, and one lucky member will be drawn to win a John Deere Gator.
Thank you. Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should properly come before this session? We are about to join the 5th session of the 98th Kansas FFA Convention. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, join me in a salute to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I now declare this session adjourned.